Welcome to Aaron Plays. This will be episode 7 of my playthrough of Nemesis, Burma 1944 by Legion Wargames, designed by Kim Ganger. I'm going to move this out the way now. In the prior episode, we saw the Japanese attack chit. And in this episode, right at the end of the last chit, we drew the Allied attack chit. So remember, with attack, the limitations are you can only move one hex if you have the quality to do so. You basically have movement points equal to your quality, and there is no minimum move. So if your quality is 1 and they're all surrounded by mountains, you go nowhere. You can't play ambushes or bunkers, but you can attack from multiple hexes onto the target hex, which you can't do in an assault, but you're limited again by 3 attacks across the actual whole map. So, starting with the lower section over here, moving 1 hex. I think these guys still want to get out of the way. They're not, well, actually, is it worth launching an attack on these guys? Now, you can't attack where you can't move to, same as an assault. Now these guys, to move into that escarpment, they are not light troops, cliffs. Only light troops may enter. So this is one of those situations, because it's one of those cliff hex sides, the Japanese can attack out of them, but they can't be attacked back. There's no light troops down here, so no attack going in there. Definitely not going to be attacking here. So I think let's move back. Let's get out of here. Now, it can only move 1 hex, so let's put that infantry unit with them. Okay, he's got 3 movement points, so let's move him into there. Tanks will move back to hopefully reinforce this area of the field. We're looking a little bit weak here. The Japanese, remember, that can go through here like a dose of salts next time they get a move chit. So I think we need to fall back on Imphala. To go in there costs 2 movement points, so that's allowed. That's allowed. And that's allowed. So as a control, not stopping movement, just stopping stretch, and stretch is not really relevant during this phase because you can only move 1 hex. The Japanese could move through here, so let's stop it. Again, quality 3 unit moving in the mountains. I'm doing things off camera again. I've got to getting carried away. Sorry about that. What's happened here? The Allies fell back gradually, 1 step each. I've taken 1 Allied unit from here into here. Yeah, and these guys aren't moving, and neither are these. So, across the rest of the front, the Unanimous forces can't move, they can't attack. What about Stilwell's? I think that's his name up the top there. We're going to have an attack coming in, but there's no need to actually change the stacking order. So that'll do. Movement wise, that was pretty quick. Now the attack or attacks. So here we've got 7. We can attack with all 3 of these units on here. Or do we want to attack this hex, where there's 4, 7 into the mountains, and we can attack with those 2? No, we'll focus on this one. And we'll focus on that. And I'm going to place one more chit. Which I'll swing the camera around when we get there. Okay, so onto this unit here then. He's got defense of 7. And he would be attacked by 3, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Oh, the artillery can always fire, yes. 3, 6, 7, 8, plus 6, 14, plus 4, 18 to 7. So it's 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Quality, I'm going to lead with a 3 unit. Artillery is 6 to 3. So that's 3 difference. So they get a shift for that. So it's 2 to 1 becomes 3 to 1 because of the column shift due to the supports. And now both sides have committed support to the attack, which I believe causes your commanders to be unhappy. 1 slot for each support advantage in a situation when both sides have support points. So that's going to make the British unhappy. So they suffer and lament because they're having to expend quite a lot of artillery shells, supply being limited. So they suffer and lament for that, but the attack is going in at 3 to 1. With a 6. Well, Slim is ecstatic with that. So he gains a satisfaction point. And 3 to 1 with a 6 is 0-1-R. 0-1. So the Japanese have got to take a step loss, which they'll take on the infantry. So that 4-4 regiment, they put 1 step loss into the Japanese losses box, and one of the regiments comes on the board. And they suffer a lament for that step loss. Now they have an option here. It's the retreat. The Allies can enforce the retreat, which would be with this unit here. These could refuse the retreat, but they'd have to, the qualities are the same. So if you refuse, this is a little mini game now. Now I've got to try and remember how this works. Alright, the Japanese could refuse the advance by, because the qualities are the same, by taking the step loss. I can't see any need to do that. Again, got to try and minimise losses. So the question is now, do the Allies advance into that hex when they're actually on better terrain? I think the Allies will actually stay where they are. Over to the northern section. So we have 4 plus 8 is 12. Now there is a path here, but I don't think the armour can attack down a path. They can move down it, but I don't think they can attack down it. Let me just check. Okay, check the rules. A unit may not attack into a hex and may not enter. Therefore, motorised can only attack along road, track, path. Exception, artillery may attack regardless of terrain, including lake. So, yes, the armour can attack. So it's another 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus another 8, it's 19, plus 4. 23 to 4. Okay, so that is 5 to 1. Qualities are the same. Because the armor unit's got a 3 quality, that's got a 3 quality. The mountains and the support cancel each other out. They've got gun support, there's no support for the Japanese there. So they cancel each other out. So it's effectively a 5 to 1 attack. Oh, just got the support and the mountains count, yeah. 5 to 1 attack. Ooh, with a 1. Right, so that increases, which you get, she's Lament. That's the allies attacking. That increases Stilwell's, Slim's Lament. Get these generals correct. Yeah, he was sniggering at the Japanese ineffectual attack. Well, that was pretty ineffectual, coordination-wise. But a 5 to 1 with a 1 on the dice is 1 step each. No retreats. Both sides bleed. So that unit is removed and replaced. So a battalion goes into the Japanese loss box, and 1 comes onto the board. I think that armoured unit. So that's 1 Lament for that step loss. The Allies led with the tanks, so I think they've got to lose the tanks. So step loss. It goes into the Allied losses box. Not sure how much Laments for that. It's a small unit. Okay, so the Allied Lament goes up by 1. Another 1. Okay, so that didn't work out too well, did it? Alright, and then we've got 1 more attack you can see up there at the north. I'm going to move the camera over. Okay, see the situation. We've got these Japanese here, 7, 8, 9. And we've got 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Plus another 12, 16, that's 28. To 9, 30 to 9. That's a 3 to 1 attack incoming. Qualities are both 3. Neither side's got support. But it's in the mountains, so it takes it down to a 2 to 1 attack. 2 to 1. See the die roll? It's a 4. So no change in Lament there. 2 to 1 with a 4 is 0 R. Okay, so the Japanese can remain in position, but it'll cost them a step. Or they can just fall back. Let's fall back towards the supply. Moving here, not a good idea because they put themselves out of supply. Probably, yes. Before they're back on the path. Do they want to advance? Okay, so their HQ is here. If they go into there, 1, 2, 3, 4, they moved out of supply. Actually, it's going 1, 3, out of supply. And they can't trace it back to the note. They're pushing themselves out of supply. Tricky little situation out in that sector. With 1 HQ, it's only got a range of 3. And the depot's only got a range of 3. So no advance. It depends where the supply chip comes out, doesn't it? because I'm determining it randomly, the supply chit could be the first chit to come out. But they wouldn't take attrition on that. They'll be out of supply, but they wouldn't take attrition. Let's take a risk, because otherwise the Japanese just walk straight back there. Let's take the risk there. They're hoping that the offensive chit next turn will come out before the supply chit. Bit of a gamble? Well, we shall see. Right, well, that's the Allied attack phase done. So the next chit is the last Japanese chit, which will be their reinforcement chit. And it'll also be the Allies' reinforcement chit. So the next episode will be about...
I can't do that on this device.
Well, thank you, Alexa. The next episode will be about reinforcements. Until next time, any comments, much appreciated.